Most exciting level of all time, Null Space.
When I first saw this, I thought that the aesthetic was really, really cool, and I was just like, "Oh, this is interesting and unique. This could be a cool level."
No, fist bump.
So the thing about I forget if you said it, but the thing about the double boost, if you don't press anything, you still do the boost.
Do you get it for the same amount of time?
You just stumble a bit, and there's a funny music cue.
I love how you get out of null space literally through the superpower of teamwork.
And you just run fast enough.
You get out of no space in like fucking 16 seconds with a fucking way. Why is this level called no space for?
I think the implication is because your avatar has the Phantom Ruby prototype.
I don't care. They don't explain it.
It's like
they don't explain it.
It's not really. They don't do anything fun. Why would you have something so interesting happen and then not do anything with it?
I get the atmosphere of this level, though. It's like, Eggman trapped you, he thought he won, but now the heroes come out of the null space, and now Fist Bump is playing throughout the duration of this level.
Ted's most favorite song.
This song sucks! This is the worst vocal main theme in any Sonic game.
Ted, when this game first came out, I agreed with you, but unfortunately, and I hate myself for this.
Oh, Gareth,
this
no.
annoying song has fucking grown on me.
No,
I'm so
I
angry.
don't have the same. I don't have the same vitriolic hatred towards it that Ted does, but I don't give a shit about the theme at all.
No, it sounds like the guy. This is the guy who's saying like, the sound, the reason to be from the radio. I forget his Hoopa Stank, which is a stupid ass.
It's Hoopa Stank.
Stupid ass band name.
The only thing anyone knows Hoopa Stank from is from mildly emo music from the mid 2000s.
Yeah, but it sounds like he can't reach the notes he's trying to hit. It's terrible. Ugh.
So why did you pause and cut there?
I actually got a phone call from my sister asking for AAA's number because he was broken down in the middle of the road.
I did Ryan said, sorry sis, I can't help you. I'm recording a Sonic game.
You should have got a live recording of that and replaced Null Space with that shit.
Yeah, it's sad that the footage of us trying to like change someone's tire is more interesting than this game.
So I had a conversation with someone on Twitter earlier today, which I won't name him because he's wrong in every regard. Who said that this is
you were talking with Ted?
No, who said that this is without question the best level in the game, and it's full of alternate pathways and really cool secrets, and I don't see it myself.
Like I wouldn't
say cool secrets, but
I mean, it's the only one that feels
well,
like a full level.
you said you couldn't. You said you couldn't see it, Gareth. But you know who can? Stares the Abyss.
I will say though, that level probably is one of the more fun levels in this game, but that's not really saying much.
Can Stares the Abyss see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Of course he can. Stares the Abyss sees all.
Okay, so there's for some reason in this cutscene and the one in the previous one, it looks like Sonic's got a lazy eye because one of his eyelids is always drooping. I'm like, you might want to get that. Oh, no,
you know who isn't having drooping eyelids? Stares the Abyss.
The slightly droopy eyelid is supposed to be his like I'm raising one eyebrow at you look.
But it doesn't work though. In context of that character design, it just looks like he's like I'm sleepy on one side of my face, but not.
Do you need some eye drops, Sonic? So Stares the Abyss.
I felt bad for Cubot in that cutscene because like Eggman slaps Orbot 3 times, and then out of embarrassment, Orbot slaps Cubot, and I was like, "Oh,
a dick."
That's not fun."
It's like, okay, I didn't notice that the first time I played through. Maybe Orbot and Cubot did a little bit more in terms of background comedy than I thought.
They do feel superfluous though. Most of the characters do. I mean, granted, like I've never really been against Sonic's friends. I like having them all there. They don't need to be all playable. But it does feel like nobody's given an arc aside from like arguably Knuckles and Tails, really.
And the Avatar.
It's just like, okay, SBO and Charmy and Silver are all gonna be there, but there's never like the closest thing to anybody having anything to do is like Silver, ironically enough, where there's one level where you're specifically trying to go help Silver who's being beaten up by Infinite. That's the only instance in the game I can think of where other characters are meaningful to the plot at all.
Oh boy, most well-animated cutscene ever.
This is one of the worst cutscenes in the franchise.
So fucking slow.
I like how they're running. It's like Shadow's doing his skating glide at like 2 miles an hour. It's like him walking to go get groceries.
Shadow looks like he's drunk on roller skates. Which is
And it's all happening in that one gravel pit that Doctor Who in the old Sentai series is used to use.
Remember, guys, the Phantom clones are just as strong as the real thing.
Yep.
which is why Knuckles. This proves that Knuckles is like 1,000 times stronger than Sonic, because he killed that Zavok in like one hit.
You know what? My favorite thing about the about the underutilized extra characters in this game is that for some reason Knuckles is the one that they made commander of the arm.
Oh, and hi Omega.
Here?
They make this big deal about Omega, and all he does is shoot a few blasts that miss.
Although Ted, to be fair, to go back into the theory that Infinite was Mephiles, Omega does the same thing to Mephiles in 06.
Yeah,
He
but
shoots him a few times and he walks away.
no, Omega carries information from the past into the future, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, there was that.
He
Or
gave Shadow a
something.
Chaos Emerald.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which doesn't explain,
Which
like...
is slang for a hand job.
Damn.
For that matter, he was also found by the characters all busted up in that game too. Is this game copying Sonic 06? Like, deliberately?
You know, guys, I'll be honest. I've never really noticed it too much until this game. But SPO's heart-shaped stomach thing is dumb as fuck.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, it's time for the Avatar character to have his or her moment of heroism.
I can see what I need to do here, Tails.
Moment
see
in the
everything.
moment in,
In
the,
the
sun.
Moment in the sun. Literally
All right.
inside the sun. But yeah, like the Phantom Ruby prototype, as was established earlier, can only be activated by the person who
I see what you're telling me, Tails.
who first activated it. So only the Avatar can do this.
It's got the same properties and wavelengths as the original, but it's not
My
as
favorite
strong as
part
the
about-
real one.
My favorite part about this level is that it's fucking hard if you're using any wisp but burst or hover.
Oh, no, I played this with hover, and I didn't even need a try. There's so many hover wisps above these
Oh, yeah.
rings.
It's the same for burst. You can double jump through the
No, the
entire...
funny thing is that the wolf special power of attracting things to you also counts towards wisp castles, so you don't have to be as accurate in getting the burst wisp.
I had 999 rings by
Yeah,
the end of the
I
stage.
get I maxed out by the end of the stage too.
Yeah.
So you know what? I have a question that maybe only Clement might be able to answer because he's played this so often. Like, Clement, what would you say is the best species of Avatar to use? Because I've only played this through with Hedgehog.
I mean,
So far.
it's really if you suck at the game. If you suck at the game, I would recommend using a cat because you're allowed to take a little extra hits. The wolf is going to attract rings really easily, so he's great. The bird can double jump, so if you want your platform
Is
to
the
be
double
better,
jump better than Sonic's double jump?
it's the same.
around the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also, can we bring up how they
So
introduced
don't be a
this?
bird. Gotcha.
They introduced this wall jump mechanic like at the very end of the game.
Yeah. Same here. It's like, what the fuck is this?
I was like, oh, it was introduced here? Okay, that answers a question I was going to ask. I was
Yeah.
like, did I always have a wall jump? And just not notice it this whole time, or what?
It's context
I
sensitive.
forget what do the other what does dog do?
I think it's all variations on different amount of rings. Like you lose less rings. I think it's dog when you restart a level, you start with rings or something like that. It's just a
Yeah,
lamer
actually,
version
yeah.
of cats.
When you start, you have rings. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does Hedgehog do?
You can pick up
Hedgehog-
your
The
rings. after you die.
drop rings stay out longer, yeah.
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 That's shit.
Yeah, Hedgehog's like one of the worst.
I wouldn't say any character is better than the other. I feel like they're all playable.
They're all
regardless.
shit.
I get
No,
the-
some
I
are
get
clearly
the,
better than others. Like Cat, Wolf, and Bird are obviously just.
Come
better than some
on,
of the
rookie,
others.
you can make it. Come on, stairs.
I get
Ooh.
the distinct impression that they gave the Hedgehog the least interesting ability because they knew everyone would pick it.
I did.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hashtag Blood Sonic for life.
I mean, I played as a
Oh, come on.
Oh, you were 1 pixel away.
Oh, 5 retries. Okay.
You have to be pixel perfect, right?
I mean, I played as a hedgehog with that scarf, in fact, and and her name is Scarf Violet. She's obviously,
Like, I'm not...
not a dragon.
You know,
But-
it's actually making your own OC and kind of getting into their character makes this game a lot more fun. Like, I did have some genuine
It's
fun.
the best part of the game.
I had some genuine
Yes.
fun trying to come up with the saga of Safety the Wolf, who, after being traumatized from Infinite's attacks, was preoccupied with keeping himself as safe as possible with armor until he realized that
Yeah.
true safety comes through teamwork and friendship. And then, once realizing that, he became a pirate clown.
I love Knuckles being so happy that the sun's gone. Finally, we'll be dead in 6 seconds. Let's go.
Okay, no joke, Ted. You Safety the Wolf sounds like an extra background character from Sword Art Online. I only know this because I read the books, but there's this big armored dude in one of the guilds who's exactly like that.
But does he become the pirate clown?
He's like he's so preoccupied with keeping himself safe that he wears this huge ass suit of armor all the time.
To me, the best thing was having David T. Lurker creating up a backstory for Blood Sonic, where he's Sonic and Shadow's brother, and he was recently divorced from Amy Rose, and he's just trying to get his life back together. So that cutscene, was anyone else, because when they showed it in the trailer, the little shot of the heroes together, was anyone else expecting or / hoping for like a 1,000 Heartless battle, where you just fucking attack a bunch of those villains? Because I think that would have been fucking fun, but I guess fun would have been too much to ask for in this game.
Okay, so here's my question. Why is it that when Eggman actually takes over the world, he creates a more pitiful fortress than the one he had when he had Jill?
I was kind of hoping your question would just be why.
Well, yeah,
Look,
but,
Why?
You see,
Why?
this stage bothers me because it's the only one with anything resembling somewhat intricate 3D platforming, and you can literally boost over all of it. If you just hold the jump with the boost,
jump over all
I
of it.
did, yeah.
if you boost jump, you can skip all of that 3D platforming there and everywhere. Actually,
These enemies are
Eggman,
Bye level.
What the fuck are the points of the purple dodos? Like, they just run away from you, and you just boost through.
By the way,
What
here's
is
where
the
Ted moonwalked.
point?
Oh, I loved
Because-
that moonwalking glitch. It was the best.
Johnny, because they're going extinct, you prick, right?
They're fucking dinosaurs!
Bye
Holy
level.
Look at how much level you don't have to play. It's ridiculous.
That was like you were channeling Shadow's chaos control from Shadow the Hedgehog.
And then up. Okay.
I got
Actually,
thwatted by a
now
bomb.
that it's come up as a thing that you've actually done, there is one thing about this game's control that I like over generations, and it's the air boost. The way it arcs downward like that is pretty goddamn satisfying.
Yeah, but
See,
for
guys,
that level
if-
specifically, since the whole level is arced downward, it means you can just jump over
Yeah,
all of
I
it.
know. In this level, it's like you can fly over the level. it's very bizarre.
See, guys, if Lewis was playing this, we would have had to watch with that boring platforming. But thankfully, Ryan was like, "Fuck that shit!" And went
Yes,
straight to the
praise,
exit.
praise
No,
me more.
actually, I hate these levels. The Eggman Empire Fortress stages can go suck a dick.
Praise me more.
Especially the classic Sonic one.
Which
Oh,
we will
God,
get
it's
to
so
eventually.
Weakening the Phantom Ruby means nothing. Infinite's just as strong in every fight, if not stronger. So, like, why even have this whole Phantom Ruby? Can we weaken it? Can we not? When it doesn't, it's filler. That's basically just.
What does the Phantom Ruby even do?
It's kind of like, the old saying, when anything can happen, it's hard to care what does. The Phantom Ruby hits those buttons really hard.
I think
by the end of this game.
It would have been more satisfying maybe to spend those levels trying to, because they make a big deal about, okay, what is the Phantom Ruby? How does it work? Maybe if you were just trying to find information about it, and then like you could find some secret weapon that would make fighting Infinite at the end easier or something. Like, I don't know, maybe the story would have made more sense, but...
By the
again,
way, high Metal Sonic boss fight.
Yeah, it's the same boss. Ugh.
Yeah,
So guys,
to be fair, the Chaos Emeralds have kind of attained the same problem as far as chaos control and time travel and stuff goes, but the Chaos Emeralds took like a large number of games to reach that point.
And there's also 7 of them, too, so more than one person can have their power at any given point as well. So there's more potential there. Like, you can have Shadow with an emerald and Sonic with an emerald, and both of them using their powers at the same time. Which,
Yeah, I kind of liked the Phantom Ruby more when it was just a mysterious power source that fell from space and dragged the floating island down with it. I saw your comments, people.
I saw
But,
this earlier today. I was on YouTube listening to some of the soundtrack because yesterday playing it, I didn't get a chance to listen to it. And on one of the Infinite tracks, there was a comment that said something to the extent of, you know, he's like, Infinite doesn't need to have a backstory or anything that makes sense. He's cool and edgy, and this music's fun. I was like, okay.
You know what? That's
this guy for all my comments. In the
no,
future.
that's you know what? Honestly, that's fine. Like he didn't. Honestly, if he didn't have a backstory, he'd be more interesting. Actually, because his backstory sucks. Like he can just be a guy with cool powers, and
His
that's
backstory
fine.
should just be he's a fucking robot. It would make everything so much better.
Like that. Yeah.
I was sort of about to say the same thing about the Phantom Ruby, where I liked him when the mystery wasn't explained, because the mystery's explanation wound up being kind of stupid.
It just
the
creates
Anakin
further
Skywalker
questions.
effect, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annie!
Somebody grab that freaking health bar and drag it up to be on line with everything else in the UI. Jesus Christ, I hate it.
Yeah,
gotta-
it's constantly
HUD
on eye
layout,
level
HUD
with the
layout.
boss itself. That annoys the fuck out of me.
And wipe off that black stuff near the ring counter. It's getting in the way. Jeez.
Ugh, why is it that sometimes the jump just does this little tiny hop no matter how hard you push the button? It's weird. I don't get it.
I also like how, since even though you can clearly reach Infinite with your standard jump, you can't hit him. Because, you know, screw that. Like, you have to wait till he summons orbs to homing attack onto.
Well, sometimes you can get up close enough without him doing that. Like now.
that.
Yeah, but only at certain points. You can't, like...
Yeah, only at certain points. Sometimes he needs to do
Like,
this
right
stupid
here,
orb
you're
thing,
you're
which is-
boosting, and the game just won't let you
Okay.
homing attack.
It's time to stop giving a fuck.
Hey,
Why didn't
wait a
we-
minute.
I did that 6 parts ago.
Hey, Sonic! I just had a thought. Why didn't we open with that?
Shut up,
I
rookie.
mean, it's clearly been established. They can do that whatever the fuck they want. Why don't they just do it for the entire game?
I see the weak point, Sonic. We need to hit it. You see
Anyway,
everything.
yeah.
Seriously,
This is the point where you get the hover wispin, but it's actually possible to get
it earlier, yeah.
to get a version of the hover wispin, a better one, a little earlier.
Yep, that's happened to
so
me.
I actually cheesed the final Avatar stage with hover.
That's what I did too.
Yeah, it's oh man.
End transmission.